I'm Mrs. Cherry, as you probably know, if I've taught you before. I teach textiles at GCSE and also Key Stage 3 and A-level. What I want to know is, do you spend hours doodling in a pad, creating the most wonderful patterns? Have you got sketchbooks full of fabulous designs and fashion illustrations? Have you always wanted to be part of the exciting fashion world? You love textiles, from clothes to curtains, from cushions to soft sculpture. There's something about the look and feel of textiles that just appeals to you. Perhaps you'd love to see your unique designs woven into the fabric of life. Or perhaps you'd like to influence and contribute to society as a textiles designer, interior designer, fashion designer. Whatever your relationship with textiles, this exciting and challenging course will teach you more about textiles than you ever thought possible. So if you enjoy coming up with fantastic designs and want to bring them to life, then this is the course for you. What do you need to succeed on this course? You need to be committed, motivated, and independent. So committed because you need to be able to commit time and energy to the subject consistently. Independent because you need to be able to work independently in school and at home. And motivated because you need to motivate yourself to complete all tasks as well as you possibly can to meet deadlines. So how is it made up? It's made up of two main parts. So you've got component 1, which is worth 60%, and that's 96 marks. And component 2, which is worth 40%, also worth 96 marks. So for component 1, you would produce a portfolio in school. At the moment, we are doing the theme Glorious Nature. And then for component 2, you would respond to an externally set assignment set by the exam board. And there would be a 10-hour exam at the end of that one. So in Year 10, you'll learn lots of exciting new skills that you can apply throughout your course. You'll do lots of drawing and painting, and you'll learn about and get the opportunity to experiment with a huge range of techniques and processes, decorative techniques and construction processes. You'll also learn how to create high-quality fashion illustrations, and at the end of Year 10, you'll produce a final idea that is inspired by the work of artists and designers, and will bring this to life by producing a practical outcome during a 10-hour supervised practical exam, and that's over 2 days. So you'll do lots of drawing and painting, as I said. We'll do mark making, and we'll learn different kinds of painting. We'll do batik, heat press, shibori, smocking, all sorts of things that you've never even heard before, we will do. You'll produce a series of fashion illustrations in Year 10 and in Year 11. You also learn how to render. So render means, when you render fabric, it means you're trying to make the fabric look as realistic as possible. So for example, trying to make lace look like lace, shiny fabric look shiny, and that kind of thing. So in Year 11, you'll be able to choose from a bank of questions. So for example, there might be one on identity, one on circuses and carnivals, one on under the sea, and so on. And then what you end up making can be one of 6 main areas, because it's very broad in textiles. So you could do something to do with fashion illustration, or you could do fashion design or bespoke fashion design, or costume design, or you can get into designing fabric repeats and wallpapers, or soft furnishings, which is things like cushions and chairs or bedding. Or you can go into art textiles, which is things like wall hangings and that kind of thing, or even textile sculpture, soft sculpture. So there's a huge range of areas for you to go into. So if you wanted to do the fashion illustration, what you would do is you would just make up part of a garment maybe, or a scarf or something to go with your fashion illustrations. Bespoke design tends to be something that's a one-off. Wouldn't be something that you'd find in the high street. It's something unique that you just make one of. Costume design tends to be like, for example, if you'd make a garment for Snow White or a character from Alice in Wonderland or something like that. If you do the pattern repeats, you would normally have something as your source of inspiration, like flowers, or it could be something like cakes or muffins or something like that. You know, the kind of thing that you would get if you were to upholster your furniture and redesign your house, so that kind of fabric that would be on your sofa, wallpapers and things like that. So you can also do things like paint chairs, and that could be part of your interior design. And you might just want to just make a big piece of art that's just painted with fabric paint or with batik paint, or just stitch, because that all comes under textiles as well. So what would you do in the summer? The summer project, before you start the course, we will get you involved straight away, and you would be doing a sketchbook, probably inspired by the theme of glorious nature, or something to do with it, like close-ups in nature and pattern repeats and that kind of thing. This course has actually got a lot of different kind of outcomes. You could go into fashion design or textiles, where you decide on what kind of weaves people would do, or different pattern repeats, or surface decoration, where you decide what kind of wallpapers can be sold, or costume design, interior design, theatre design. There are a lot of different areas you can go into. If you were to come in and ask me in class, I could show you examples of what sketchbooks look like and that kind of thing. And I could also show you examples of possible questions that you would get in component 2. For example, you might have something like body armour, where you would do, say, a jacket that looked like fish scales, or snake skin, or that kind of thing. So if you have any questions at all, just come and find me anytime. I'll be more than happy to help you and tell you about GCSE Textiles, but also you might find that there were some students with me at the time, and they can tell you all about the course as well, and I can show you examples of the work and sketchbooks and that kind of thing. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.